CPSS Practice Test 2026 Certified Performance Sports Scientist Exam Questions and Prep. Question 1. What is the primary role of a sports scientist in high-performance sports? Coaching technical skills, using data and evidence to optimize performance and reduce injury risk, managing team finances, selling tickets for games. Sports scientists use data analysis and physiological principles to enhance athletic outcomes. Question 2. What does training load refer to? The weight of the equipment used, the total stress, physiological and psychological, placed on an athlete during training, the duration of the training session only, the number of calories burned. Training load accounts for volume, intensity, and frequency of training. Question 3. Which metric is commonly used to measure internal training load? Distance covered, running velocity, heart rate or rating of perceived exertion, RPE, number of repetitions. Internal load measures the body's response to training. Question 4. What is the acute-chronic workload ratio ACWR used to assess the athlete's speed, injury risk and readiness to perform? The cost of the training program, the athlete's body composition. ACWR compares recent training to long-term habits to identify potential overtraining. Question 5. Which energy system is primary for a 100-meter sprint lasting 10 seconds? Aerobic system, ATP-CP, phosphagen system, glycolytic system, fat oxidation. The ATP-CP system provides immediate energy for high-intensity, short-duration bursts. Question 6. What is the VO2 max a measure of? The maximum volume of CO2 exhaled, maximal aerobic capacity and oxygen utilization, maximum strength of the legs, total lung capacity. VO2 max is the gold standard for cardiorespiratory fitness. Question 7. In biomechanics, what does kinematics describe? The forces causing motion, the motion of a body without regard to the forces, the energy used during movement, the structural integrity of bones. Kinematics focuses on displacement, velocity, and acceleration. Question 8. What is the periodization of training? Training at the same intensity all year. The systematic planning of athletic or physical training in cycles. Scheduling recovery only when injured. Focusing on only one muscle group. Periodization involves macrocycles, mesocycles, and microcycles to peak for competition. Question 9. What does hypertrophy mean in the context of muscle training? Loss of muscle mass, increase in the size of skeletal muscle fibers, decreased muscle strength, muscle cramping. Hypertrophy is the adaptation where muscle fibers increase in diameter. Question 10. Which technology is used to track athlete movement and velocity on the field? GPS/GNSS sensors, heart rate monitors only, standard stopwatches, scales. GPS and accelerometers are standard for monitoring external load. Question 11. What is supercompensation? Overtraining to the point of injury. The post-training period where the body recovers and reaches a higher performance level. Performing better than expected during a game. Taking too many supplements. Supercompensation is the goal of training recovery cycles. Question 12. In sports psychology, what is self-efficacy? Being arrogant. An individual's belief in their ability to succeed in specific situations. Total intelligence. The ability to follow instructions. Self-efficacy is critical for performance under pressure. Question 13. What is bioenergetics? The study of animal behavior. The flow of energy within living systems. The use of solar power in stadiums. Muscle architecture. Bioenergetics covers how nutrients are converted into ATP. Question 14. Which of the following is a closed-loop motor control system? A system that doesn't use feedback. A system that uses sensory feedback to adjust movement during execution. A pre-programmed movement with no changes possible. A reflex arc. Closed-loop control involves continuous error correction. Question 15. What is the glycemic index, GI? A measure of how fast a food raises blood sugar levels. The total amount of sugar in a food. The price of carbohydrates. The fiber content of a meal. High GI foods raise blood sugar rapidly. Question 16. Which muscle fiber type is more resistant to fatigue and suited for endurance? Type I9, Type IIA, Type I, slow twitch, Type 3. Type I fibers are rich in mitochondria and oxygen. Question 17. What is eccentric muscle action? Muscle shortening under tension. Muscle lengthening under tension. No change in muscle length. Rapid muscle twitching. Eccentric actions often occur during the lowering phase of a lift. Question 18. What is the primary purpose of tapering before a competition? To gain more muscle mass. To reduce cumulative fatigue while maintaining physiological adaptations. To learn new skills. To lose weight rapidly. Tapering optimizes performance by allowing recovery. Question 19. Which nutrient is the most important for muscle repair and growth? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins. Amino acids from proteins are the building blocks of muscle tissue. Question 20. What does reliability mean in the context of athlete testing? The test is expensive. The consistency of the test results across repeated trials. The test measures what it claims to measure. The test is easy to perform. Reliability ensures that changes in scores are due to performance changes, not error.